Welcome, welcome. My name is Keith Hampton, and I am a very happy customer of Bitcoin Trend and Forecast, or also known as BitcoinTAF.com. It has been quite a journey. I wanted to get involved in the cryptocurrency space many years ago, and it was difficult trying to find good information out there in the internet world. Fortunately for me, I was introduced to an amazing couple of Marius and Wendy Landman who uh, created BitcoinTap.com. I've been involved now for about 8 years, and it has been quite a journey of learning, education, training. Um, in fact, it's been phenomenal. So the question I need to ask you folks listening in here is that are you looking for somebody that can give you really good forecasting in the future of where certain coins are going to be and where they're going to go, when to get in and when to get out of those coins? Well, you're in the right place. At BitcoinTaf.com, it gives you that sort of information. And I'm going to share with you some amazing things. Marius has developed algorithms from his training in mathematics over the years. In fact, he first developed this ability in the oil and gas sector on the drilling and completion side of the industry, whereby he was able to utilize data to predict future events like accidents, near misses, and those sorts of things. And of course, in the early days, the industry was pretty skeptical that he could actually do that with data, but he was able to prove that out. And today, those algorithms are being used all over the entire oil and gas industry throughout the world. So that is really a significant development because at the end of the day, if people know about these sorts of future events, they can take steps to prevent or mitigate the situations. And since then, he's gone on to develop the algorithms to effectively predict what's going to happen in certain coins or certain stocks in the stock market. He's even be able to predict macro events in the world as well. So that's what's so amazing about this data and artificial intelligence and algorithm forecasting. Today, he utilizes this in the cryptocurrency space, and it has been a real godsend. And the accuracy is just uncanny. So, if you're interested in that sort of information, I highly recommend you come to bitcointaf.com and sign up for free, and then check out all the different things that they offer in this program. They started with basically forecasting cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and the altcoins. And since then, they've gone on to offer incredible education and training as well, because the more training and education you have, the better your odds are for being successful in this space. Just like anything in the world, training and education in a specific field makes you more successful. So let me just share with you one of the things that he does is he predicts long-term projections, what's going to happen in the marketplace in the Bitcoin and in altcoins. So I'm just going to share with you a charts, Bitcoin, for example, where was predicting this stuff all the way back into golly, 2018 is when I first was introduced to him, and it was uncanny the accuracy of his predictions. In fact, you're looking at the screen here. Back in November of 2021, he already predicted that we were going to reach a high, and that was going to start a downward cycle. And exactly after November, that downward cycle started to happen. And then 1 year later, the algorithm predicted what Bitcoin was going to turn, literally turn at the bottom, start going back up to the exact day. That was a bit lucky, I must admit, to be predicting it to the exact day. But macro analysis, we knew it was coming. In those time frames, in that 20, 30-day time frame, we knew that this was going to happen. And then he also predicted the number 14 Pentagon pattern, uh, which got played out, which was a supernatural event, which a lot of people don't realize that significance. But since then, he's gone on to predict others. He's predicted the number 7 godly cycle, which took Bitcoin into that 46 to $48,000 area. I mean, kind of remember, this was all predicted at least 2 years in advance of these playing out. Now we're in what we call the Prince of Jerusalem cycle. And it started with the Jaffa Gate, which is now 100% complete. Now, this was predicted over 2 years ago. This goes back, to March of 2023, but this was predicted in 2021. And then we quickly moved into this quick Zion gate, which you're seeing right here. Once that was complete, we already knew we were going into this dung gate, and it was going to be a long gate. It was going to be frustrating, and it was. Look, if you notice here, it was up and down, but it was trending downward to that whole time frame, really frustrating a lot of people. That is now complete. Then we moved into the next phase where we are today, which is this Damascus gate. And again, it has been a very long, drawn out series, and it's been very frustrating for the average trader. And it's been quite a journey, but we knew this was coming. And so over here, with the training and education, we were psychologically prepared for it. So we didn't get frustrated and we didn't get depressed. We knew where we were at and where we were going. We had to be patient. So now this is where we are. The question is, where are we going? This is the million-dollar question. And most people are guessing as to where we are going in the future. And I'm here to share with you that there is many different scenarios that are about to play out. The question is which one is going to be correct? There's a lot of people saying that this run is over. Now we're going to run up. It's going to just take off like a rocket ship. We hear a lot of positive people out in the internet world all making that prediction. There is a few though that are saying, no, not don't hold your horses here. It's actually going to go sideways. We are not in that breakout area. There's a lot of other factors involved. And we have some that are predicting us to do something like this, or it's going to go down. So the question is, which is correct? And if you would like to know the truth and the answers to that, I highly recommend that you subscribe to Mary's Bitcoin Trend and Forecast. It is absolutely phenomenal. And he does this not only with Bitcoin, but he does it in another report called the Elliott Wave Report. Let me see if I can find that for you here. Where is it hiding here on us? There's so much information in here, just amazing. There it is, the Elliott Wave chart patterns. So it really depends. For example, if you can only afford one forecasting, and if you're just in Bitcoin, then this is the place to go. But if you're looking at just all the altcoins, I highly recommend that you subscribe to the Elliott Wave reports. Not only do you get the weekly PDF reports on where we are and what's happening with those coins, we also get weekly Zoom calls where we go through this in detail, and you can ask Marius those questions and get answers to satisfy your needs regarding your portfolio. So that's the benefit of having that. But along with that, what I highly recommend is that you seriously, once you get involved, seriously look at the training and education, because we need to know where we're at and where we're going. We need to have better skill sets for proper investing, learning how to utilize TradingView, how to use it properly, how to use the indicators to get us good guidelines, how to make good decisions, not gamble, how to manage our risks, our stop losses. Those are very, very important. And there's many courses that you can take. I highly recommend that you start off with a self-paced foundational course. You can also take that course live as well, depending on your timing. But once that's completed, the real meat and the real success and excellence that I've found is taking this ultimate trade course. This is probably, in my opinion, the best training course in trading in the world. I have taken other courses in the past, paid 2 or 3 times the subscription amount, and got 1/3 the value out of it. This course has the best bang for your buck out there, and you won't regret it. In fact, with all this, there's a 100% money back guarantee. If you don't think it was worth it and it wasn't valuable to you, not a problem. We're not here to take your money. We're here to be of service. And if we can't be of service, you are not going to risk that capital. But along with those two courses, there is another little tool that they have developed to really show you the power of what they have to offer. This is a simple little tool that you can use in your trading now. to be have a higher success rate. It's called the Huddle Fire. And it's only $31 a month, but you also can try it out for free. There's a 7-day free option by simply in the checkout area, in the coupon code area, just type in HODL Fire 7 in capital letters, and you will get to try it out for free for 7 days. So I'd like to show you just exactly how that works. So let me just jump to a coin here called XVG or Verge. So what you have here is you have a coin that, is oscillating up and down. And I've got this on 4-hour candles. So these are 4-hour time frames, each candle. And the key here is that we want to know when to get in and when to get out. So wouldn't it be nice if we had a tool that actually could predict the bottoms and the tops? And this is what we have. So you'll notice here, we have a bottom pivot, and then we move up, and then we get a top pivot, and we can go sideways a bit and then back down. And these are incredible for us to make good investment decisions. Now, you'll notice at the front of the chart, the top pivot is coming in blue. What that simply means is that that's not 100% confirmed that it is a top. It could be a false top. So again, there's no indicator at the front of a chart that can give you a 100% guarantee that it is a bottom or a top. So we need other information to help us make better decisions. So what I look for in this type of tool when I'm trading this is I'm looking for a pivot bottom, and then I'm looking for a buy tag. This increases the probability that this is a bottom, a real bottom. So it's called risk management. So let me just back up and show you what I would do in this scenario. Let's go back to this bottom pivot where we just got a buy tag right here. It's kind of hidden underneath that black line, but it's still there. So what I would do is I would enter this trade at this point. And so I would enter this and I would sit that, or I would buy into this at this point in time. Then I'm all about risk management. So what I would do is set a stop loss to protect my capital in case this doesn't pan out. And that stop loss would be placed just somewhere in this bottom pivot area or just slightly below it. This is where I would set it. And that way, I'm going to protect my capital. So in this case, what I'm looking at here is I'm only risking basically about 10% of the investment that I made in this trade. So let's say it's $1,000. Well, I'm risking basically $100 of that 1,000. Again, risk management is the key for successful trading, not gambling. Now, as this coin moves up and it goes forward, then I move my stop loss up to break even. Now I've got a risk-free trade going on. And as this coin continues to move upward, I will slowly move my stop loss up into stop profit. I always allow it, a lot of room because you can get wicks and get wicked out on you. So be patient. Don't get greedy and try and set your stop profits too high. Ultimately, what I'm waiting for is a top pivot. When that comes in, that's when I would exit the trade. So probably I would have exited roughly about there. And in that case, I turned a potential 10% loss into a gain, a profit here, in this case of about 28%. So that's basically how I utilize this tool over and over again without any other indicators and training. Now, am I 100% successful? No, because we only got one indicator. This is where the additional training and education comes in with the 2 training courses that we have to really improve your success rates. So with that, let me just add some more information here. Now, if you had taken the Ultimate Trade course, you would have extra confluence on making decisions. And so in there, you would have gotten other indicators that you would utilize. And these indicators help us make better decisions. So back over here, when we would have entered this trade, we would be looking for other confluence, and we would be looking at other tools. So let me just go back here and let's say we would have entered the trade on the detonator, or sorry, on the HODL fire based on this indicator. Now, what I would also have noticed with my confluence is that we'd gotten a nice bottom pivot right here. We also would have gotten a nice crossover right here. Those are all positives saying yes, yes. We gotten a buy tag. That is also a yes. Now, we didn't get 100% yeses on some of the other tools. We have a moving average here that hadn't crossed over yet. So that would have been, hold on. We also got this bull line also too. So that showed me that there was two negatives and three positives. And actually there's a positive down here. So four positives. So that's why when I entered that trade, there was risk involved. That's why I would have set the stop loss. That's the key because we didn't have 100% confirmation that this was bull, bull, bull. This was minor bull. So this is why you do the risk management. Now, as it moves up over the EMA, I would brought the stop loss to break even. See how this works? And then as it moves up into the bull line, I would then move it into stop profit. And then once we reach up towards the top, we get a top pivot. I'm now looking for other confluence. Look at this. We have this crossing down over it. Okay, that's one and two. We also have a red dot forming a little later, third confirmation that it's going down. So you can see that all this information adds up to, yes, we need to exit this market. And that's how I utilize it. So I got extra tools here to make better decisions on when to get in and when to get out, and utilizing this to reduce my risk. That's the power of training and education that Bitcoin TAF provides us. So just to reiterate, folks, you need to seriously look at the training and education to make better investment decisions, especially if you want to do shorter term investing, or trading. If you're looking at just long term over 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 3 years, that kind of thing, well, then the forecasting reports are right for you. I like to utilize all of it so I can take advantage and grow my crypto portfolio utilizing the education and training that we have here. So that's just some of the information that's available. There's so much more here to offer, but I don't want to overwhelm you with all this information. So if this speaks to you, hopefully you'll jump on board, come in, sign up for free, look at all the information, and take the courses or pick on a subscription that you want to work with. And hopefully, when I talk to you next time, we'll see you on the other side. So with that, have a great day, and we'll talk to you again. Take care. Bye for now.